New tonight, fired and hired. Our investigation expands into cops with checkered pasts.
It started with Jeremy Rogowski's reports on the Coffee City Police Department. Reports now seen by more than 6 million people.
Coffee City is a magnet for troubled cops.
Something needed to happen.
Criminal charges against a former police chief.
The entire police force is shut down today.
This tiny town of 250 people that once had 50 officers now has none.
Jeremy, your investigation got results and got you asking even more questions.
It sure did, Ranamia. The biggest one, how many other agencies hire cops who got the boot for misconduct? We spent 3 months investigating these so-called wandering officers in the Houston area. Every officer you're about to see was fired or resigned from one law enforcement agency and later rehired by another.
Look at this!
There's this cop who repeatedly punched a suspect already in cuffs.
Resist more! Resist more!
He was fired from Baytown Police and hired by the Liberty County Precinct 2 Constable. Or how about this officer who tackled a guy for recording an accident scene, his First Amendment right.
You need to
I'm
go.
not leaving anywhere. I'm not.
Resigned from Lake Jackson Police, hired by Oyster Creek. And there's this cop's unwelcome sexual advances toward a dispatcher, fired from Jacinto City, hired by Galena Park Police. KHOU 11 Investigates sent out more than 100 open records requests for personnel files to Houston area agencies. Over the past 4 years, we discovered 184 wandering officers, cops who received less than honorable discharges from one department and got hired somewhere else. Like the Harris County Precinct 4 Constable Office, which gave a job to a cop caught stealing groceries from Walmart. Or Southside Place Police. It hired a sheriff's deputy who called a co-worker gay and another a fat mofo. And Clear Lake Shores Police hired a deputy who was fired for telling a black colleague, "We don't want a N-word here."
Why would you decide to hire that individual with that track record?
He's Luis Soberon,
It's bad for the agency, it's bad for the community.
a policy advisor with the nonpartisan think tank Texas 2036, which did a deep dive into Texas wandering officers.
The prime destination for wandering officers are smaller agencies in more sparsely populated parts of Texas.
And that is why?
The hiring pool for these communities is relatively small.
Small departments, he says, generally pay pretty low. And so
It might seem easier for the hiring agency in a small town to take the veteran that's already been trained, that already has experience. Even if they have some baggage, well, they may be messed up one time. There's a way to rationalize that, probably.
So who hires the most wandering officers? By percentage, these small Houston area agencies did. At Arcola Police, they made up 38% of the force. Are second chances okay, in your opinion? Erica Carr is Arcola's chief.
Yes, but it depends on what the officer has done.
Carr told us she hired only some of the wandering cops on our list, but concedes
We do have times where a person has made a mistake, they've paid for that mistake, and we give them that opportunity.
Surfside Beach Police had the second most wandering officers, 36% over the past 4 years, including an officer previously fired
Get your hands up. Turn around.
for using unnecessary force.
Oh my God, you broke my eye. Oh.
William Monsier is the chief. Is Surfside Beach a second chance agency?
It is no longer a second chance agency.
Monsier says all of the wandering cops on our list were hired before he took the top job about a year ago.
If they would have applied here as I was chief, none of those officers would have been hired. Officers have to have integrity. If we don't have integrity, then how is the public going to trust us?
Chief Monsier tells me he's rejected more than 20 applications since becoming chief. Now you can find out what some other agency heads have to say about their hiring decisions online at KHOU.com. Mia and Rob.
And Jeremy, your investigation continues tomorrow night.
Yeah, tomorrow we're going to break down a new Texas law that in part aims to cut down on this wandering officer problem and whether people think it's going to work.
Great work, Jeremy. Thank you.
Sure.